WTMFD, for those of you who know what it means. What's up, for those of you new? Well, you may never hear that again because apparently everything I say on the tube is bad. But we're going to get into the topic today, and that is Charles Barkley is canceled. Kind of. And I'm going to get into that. I know I made some statements about cancel culture and how to beat it. This situation is a little bit different. I'll talk about that in a moment. And I want you guys to stay tuned to the very end of the video. I won't make it too long because there's a picture I want to share with you, and I want to know your thoughts because it ties into the topic today. And make sure you're following all the proper social medias, Ed Honcho HTX on IG and the Twitter, and on Facebook Live, Den Show Live. All the links you need are in the description below. Support the channel, hit the like button, get the merch, go to Den Show Shop if you want that. We got some things we're going to figure out, but I'll do my best not to use any profanity because if I do, I guess it's bad. I'm the worst person on the planet. So let's just get into it. Let's see what's going on with Sir Charles. Charles Barkley, I can't joke about fat women anymore on Inside the NBA. Now, if you've been knowing, this has been like a thing going on for over a decade with Charles. Like he cracks jokes about churros and the big old women down in San Antonio. If you've never been to San Antonio, well, let me confirm that there are a lot of big old women down in San Antonio. But I'm in Houston. There's a lot of big old women in Houston. There's a lot of big old women in Texas. There's a lot of big old women in this country. It's a big country, right? And it's upsetting that, you can't talk about anything anymore, especially the things that people have control over. But we'll get to that. And then I believe there's an article that goes with this. We'll check that out also, right? So let's read what's going on with Chuck here. It says, Charles Barkley says his days of mocking the big old women down in San Antonio on TV are over, and he's blaming cancel culture. For years, Barkley has talked about the big A women of San Antonio on Inside the NBA, but repeatedly has said it's just a joke. He has nothing but love for his larger fans. As you can tell, Chuck is a larger man himself. He's not the slimmest guy, so obviously you would think it was probably a joke. However, Charles says show producers have finally put the kibosh on the fat jokes after a recent article, which we'll pull up here in a second, took aim at Barkley and his fat-shaming stick. They won't even let me talk about San Antonio anymore, Barkley said this week on his during an appearance on the Grant and Danny show. Let's check this out. And I'm going to mute myself so you guys can hear it, and then we'll kind of get into it. We'll talk about it.
If you crack a joke the wrong way, they're like, oh, no, you crossed the line. I mean, they won't even let me talk about San Antonio anymore. When I'm always talking about them big old women down in San Antonio, they're like, Charles, we got one lady wrote an article. Yeah. I'm like, first of all, I didn't call anybody personally fat in San Antonio. I was just joking around. And this one lady wrote this article. I'm like, so y'all gonna let one lady? We've been having fun with this for probably 10, 15 years. and when we go to San Antonio, the people are having a blast with it. I mean, the people in San Antonio, they had T-shirts made up. Now, I mean, I don't have to go back there anymore because their team sucks. My life is dick.
Charles is a fool. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say, I have not read this article, but I'm going to guarantee, because he made a point there, that San Antonio is trash. So I guarantee that this woman who made this article was probably made aware of this very recently. She's not a basketball fan, apparently, because this was going on in a major way when San Antonio was good. This were a team that they were getting talked about frequently and quite often. They're not that good right now. Nobody's talking about them, but all of a sudden now it becomes an issue because people are searching, looking for anything that they can find to try to pick apart, to dig through people's history and cancel them, right? It is what it is. So let's kind of finish this and then we'll check out that other article. Said, they're like, Charles, we got a lady who wrote an article, said I didn't call anybody personally. Basically the same thing he was saying. But he said the outrage is a product of cancel culture. Say you can't even have fun these days without jackass. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to get told by the checker that I'm making bad, mean content. I'm trying to get you canceled and things like that. And says that Charles Barkley's apologized. That was a joke. He's talking about he finally tried churros. He used to talk crack jokes about the churros down there. It's a joke, but apparently, like you said, the people are laughing, the people are getting it, and anyway. Says 58-year-old says he's not too worried because he plans on retiring in a few years. I'm trying to hang on for another couple of years until I'm 60. Then they can kiss my A. I'm only working to 60. I've already told them that. I'm not working until the day I die. That's stupid. And if I don't have enough money by now, I'm an idiot anyway. So they should fire me anyway. I like Chuck. A lot of people have issues with the things that Chuck says and the things that Chuck does. But overall, I like what Chuck. Chuck is a sensible dude. Didn't win him a ring, but it is what it is. Here we are. Years later, Charles Barkley is still fat-shaming San Antonio women on national TV. This woman doesn't even look like she's too big, but you know those headshots. We know angles, big women at angles should be a class. The science of that, how they're able to manipulate those things. But let's check it. It appears in one of these opinion articles. Leave it to Charles Barkley to do the mental gymnastics it takes in finding a connection between the NBA and San Antonio women, just so he can bash the latter again and again. Oh, woke. Barkley's fat-shaming stick has been going on for years. He signed on with Inside the NBA in the early 2000s and received Emmys multiple times for his studio banter, which has involved bashing the entire city of women. Those women probably don't watch a lot of basketball, or they're probably not that athletic. Anyway, on Thursday during the broadcast, the joke was in response to a TikTok video Spurs Coyote participated in, but it doesn't matter the context. Barkley will use any opportunity to disparage local ladies. In 2019, he compared skinny Houston women to big A women in San Antonio. The comments were in response to a halftime performance. Now, I don't disagree with it. I'm down in H-Town. Some big old biddies out here, all right? Anyway. So, Turner Sports without the Emmy win standing, increase in viewership, was not immediately able to return requests for comments. Considering Spurs did not play Thursday night, there were no pressing team-related issues discussed. Seems that any mention of anything related to San Antonio is premeditated. So basically, it's not even about Chuck. It's about she's targeting TNT and Turner. So now it's kind of a big deal. So now it's just not shooting a shot at him. Now they're trying to make it seem like they're planning to do this. Like like people in the NBA are really turning into Inside the NBA to hear Chuck talk about fat women in San Antonio. This is outrageous. Nobody cares. It's small jokes that are stinging you personally because, I don't know, maybe somebody in your family, maybe somebody you associate with who's choosing not to do what they should do to get into better shape, then that's on them. That's something that you can control. Like, unless you have a serious, severe physical handicap, that's something that you can control. And I'm saying this, I'm not the smallest dude myself. So, like, own that. Anyway, scribbly-dibbly-dibbly-doo. Conversation about San Antonio women starting with Spurs Coyote takes a viral silhouette challenge aired during the broadcast. Poses innocent. I remember that thing. Before hitting the social, looking at a red background. Say, well, they can't get big women to do it. Producer for the show included a gif of Fat B, a character from Austin Powers. Barkley went a step further and compared San Antonio women to the character. They were met with laughs from the colleagues. I'm sure they were funny. Barkley's comments are never isolated. Fans watching the broadcast then jumped on Twitter, echo his jokes about a city they probably never visited. So now you're feeling sad because one, nobody wants to go to San Antonio. Like, all I got is like SeaWorld. Like SeaWorld, like Fiesta, Texas, and that's it. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of the city of San Antonio. Anyway, Charles Barkley and women show the impact his comments have. More men celebrating the joke as the funniest going TV joke. So another one says, as Mr. Carter 1999 says, the comments will never get old. Aren't there more pressing needs in the world? I mean, this is what we're doing. This is where we go up to this point because we are upset. We're mad or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, to prove that this whole fat shaming, body positivity, whatever this crazy movement is really going too far. Now let's talk about viral TikTok challenges that she referenced. I came across something yesterday, and I shared it, I think, on my social media. And I want to know what you guys think. And leave your comments down below. What do you think about this statement? Because this is the idiocy people are pushing forth nowadays. And I'm not just talking about her, but I'm talking about TikTokers, people who are allowed to have any kind of platform. This guy says, actively not wanting to be fat is fatphobia, and therefore you're fatphobic. There is little to no evidence that we have any control over our size long term. One, this guy looks really weird. Shout out to Jen. Said he looks like the Grinch. Dude, we'd have a problem. Anyway, there's fat people, obese people who have health-related issues from being fat who don't want to be fat. So therefore, somehow you're calling fat people fatphobic. You're calling obese people fatphobic who are actually fat. And I shared a video with in the live the other day about people dating fat women, and she was talking about you're fatphobic if you have that as a preference, which is another topic for another day and time. But I want to know what your thoughts is. Do you agree with the Grinch here, or do you disagree? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And again, I'm actually kind of sad knowing that Chuck is only going to give us 2 more good years, so you better enjoy it while you can. I just have a feeling that Chuck's going to say something that may end his tenure before planned. But with that being said, I am your host, Ed Honcho. I don't know if I did or didn't, but I think I made it through this video without using any profanity. This might be like a first of all time. I'm trying to be calm and patient. Now let me know how I did. Let me know how you think I did. If you're a regular, you know how I usually get down. Let me know how you think I did with that. But with that being said, again, Ed Honcho HTX on Instagram, Twitter, and Den Show Live on Facebook. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button. I appreciate you if you've gotten this far. Again, I look forward to reading your comments in the comment section down below. And with that being said, I'm chunking up a deuce. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Y'all ain't got to go home, but you guys got to get the heck out of the den. That's pathetic. I can't believe I said that.